Stop right now. Because if you don't watch this video until the end, you might miss out on the biggest AI stock opportunity of the decade. One that could turn early investors into millionaires. Think about this. If you had bought a Tesla at $50, back when people thought electric cars were a joke, or Nvidia before the AI boom, when it was just a chip company, imagine where your portfolio would be today. Well, history is repeating itself. There's another AI stock flying under Wall Street's radar, but not for long. And no, it's not Nvidia. It's not Microsoft. So, what is it? Drop a yes or no in the comments. Do you believe AI will dominate the next decade? Because if you do, then you need to pay attention to what's happening right now. While most investors are chasing Nvidia and Microsoft, they're completely missing a hidden AI stock that's quietly becoming the backbone of AI-driven decision-making worldwide. And yet, Wall Street hasn't fully caught on, at least not yet. That stock? It's Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR. And before you say, "I've heard of Palantir," let me tell you, this is not the same company you knew in 2022. Back then, it was just another data analytics firm. But today, it's transforming into a powerhouse in AI for governments, corporations, and national security agencies. And here's the crazy part. Most investors still don't realize how big this is about to get. The numbers don't lie. In the fourth quarter of 2023, Palantir reported $608 million in revenue, marking a 20% year-over-year growth. But here's the real game changer. After multiple quarters of losses, Palantir finally turned profitable, posting $54 million in net income. And looking ahead, the company is projecting over $2.5 billion in revenue for 2024, fueled by a surge of AI-driven government and enterprise contracts. And here's why top investors are paying attention. Cathie Wood, the legendary investor behind RK Invest, believes Palantir is not just another AI company. It's an AI monopoly in the making, shaping the future of global defense and intelligence. Meanwhile, Morgan Stanley analysts are calling Palantir a critical player in national security, with a competitive edge that most investors still don't fully understand. So, with billion-dollar contracts rolling in and AI adoption accelerating, is Palantir the next 10x AI stock? Let's break it all down. Palantir isn't just another AI company. It's revolutionizing decision-making at the highest levels. Unlike most AI firms that focus on analytics, Palantir's platform actively makes real-time, mission-critical decisions. In 2025, as AI adoption accelerates, this transformation is happening faster than ever. Its billion-dollar contracts aren't just revenue. They create long-term dependencies. With a $250 million US Department of Defense contract, Palantir's AI is shaping battlefield strategy in real time. In healthcare, its $400 million UK NHS deal is optimizing logistics and replacing teams of human analysts. Major corporations like Airbus, JP Morgan, and GM use it for financial risk prediction, fraud detection, and supply chain optimization, reducing months of analysis to seconds. What truly sets Palantir apart isn't just contracts, it's control. Once integrated, its AI becomes nearly impossible to replace. Governments and Fortune 500 companies don't just use Palantir, they depend on it. That's why CNBC calls it the AI backbone of global intelligence. With AI adoption surging, government AI budgets expanding, and enterprise contracts multiplying, 2025 could be the year Palantir cements itself as the dominant force in AI-driven decision-making. Will you stay ahead of the curve or watch from the sidelines? Everyone knows Nvidia and Microsoft dominate AI, but the real question for investors is, where's the biggest upside now? Nvidia, NVDA, has surged over 250% in 2 years, cementing its dominance in AI chips. But with a sky-high valuation, any slowdown in AI demand could trigger a pullback. When a stock has already delivered 10x returns, the next 10x becomes exponentially harder. Microsoft, MSFT, now a $3 trillion giant, owns OpenAI and is integrating AI across its entire ecosystem. Yet, at this scale, explosive growth is difficult. Big money is already in, and its AI potential is largely priced in. Now compare that to Palantir, PLTR. Unlike Nvidia and Microsoft, which have already established AI dominance, Palantir is still in the early innings of exponential growth. It recently turned profitable, and its AI contracts are accelerating. While Nvidia and Microsoft battle for AI market share, Palantir is embedding itself into the decision-making infrastructure of governments, military operations, and Fortune 500 enterprises. This is what most investors overlook. Palantir isn't just selling AI tools. It's creating an AI ecosystem that organizations can't afford to leave. Nvidia and Microsoft may be safe AI investments, but if you're looking for the next AI stock with exponential potential, the answer is clear. Now let's put the numbers to the test. Just how high can Palantir go? Hype doesn't drive AI stock prices, data does. And right now, the numbers point to something big for Palantir, PLTR. Nvidia, NVDA, and Microsoft MSFT dominate AI, but investors looking for high-growth AI stocks aren't asking, who leads AI today? They're asking, who has the most upside? That's where Palantir stands out. Morgan Stanley projects PLTR at $75 by 2025, while Cathie Wood's ARK Invest sees it surpassing 100 plus if enterprise AI expansion accelerates. On the downside, Goldman Sachs warns that economic headwinds could push it to $50 before rebounding. But price targets alone don't matter. How does Palantir actually get there? If Palantir continues securing major AI contracts and scales enterprise AI adoption, a 30% annual revenue growth could drive PLTR stock past $100 within 2 years, mirroring Nvidia's early growth. A base case scenario of 20 to 25% growth could push it to $70 to $80 by 2026, still outpacing most large-cap tech stocks. Even in an economic downturn where AI adoption slows, Palantir's deep government ties offer stability, unlike speculative AI startups. Its core AI business remains strong, making it more resilient in uncertain markets. Palantir isn't just another AI stock. It's becoming the infrastructure for AI-driven decision-making. The real question is, are we at the start of something massive, or is it already too late? If Wall Street is underestimating Palantir, this could be the last buying opportunity before a breakout. So, when should you buy Palantir stock, and what's the smartest investment strategy? That's coming up next. If you're serious about AI investing, don't miss this, because the right strategy could mean the difference between catching the next Nvidia or missing out completely. Before diving into how to invest, we need to address risk. Palantir could be the AI investment of the decade, or a trap for overexcited investors. The key? Understanding the risks. One major concern is government reliance. Nearly half of Palantir's revenue comes from U.S. defense contracts. While this has been an advantage, any budget cuts or policy shifts could impact growth. Its private sector expansion is promising but still lags behind government contracts. Competition is another challenge. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are aggressively expanding AI, with Microsoft's OpenAI partnership giving it a strategic edge. If big tech pushes into Palantir's niche, can it hold its ground? Then there's valuation. After surging 150% in 2 years, how much upside remains? Goldman Sachs sees risk in its government dependence, while CNBC believes its enterprise AI expansion could unlock massive gains. Despite these risks, Palantir's biggest opportunities are still ahead. Governments are pouring record-breaking budgets into AI for defense, cybersecurity, and intelligence, and Palantir is already deeply embedded in these systems. Meanwhile, private sector adoption is growing, with JP Morgan, Airbus, and the UK's NHS integrating Palantir's AI into their operations. The biggest factor? AI-driven decision-making is exploding. Unlike other AI companies focused on automation, Palantir's AI makes real-time, mission-critical decisions. As AI adoption accelerates, Businesses and governments won't just need AI that works faster. They'll need AI that thinks for them. So, what does this mean for investors? Some believe Palantir's valuation is stretched, while others argue we're still in the early innings of an AI revolution. But the real question is, how do you invest in Palantir the right way? That's what we'll break down next. We've broken down the data, risks, and upside. Now it's time for a decision. Palantir Technologies, PLTR, isn't just another AI stock. It has what most AI companies don't: government-backed contracts, a deep technological moat, and a growing presence in AI-driven intelligence systems. But it's not without risks. Competition is heating up, and its reliance on government funding remains a challenge. If Palantir expands aggressively into the private sector and continues landing multi-billion-dollar AI contracts, its stock price could soar past $100. But is this the next 10x AI stock? Or just hype? What's your take? Will Palantir, PLTR, hit $100? Or is Wall Street overestimating its potential? Drop a yes or no in the comments and share your reasoning. I'll be responding to the best ones. Before you go, don't miss this. Best AI stocks to buy in 2025. Because if you think Palantir is big, wait until you see what's next. Found this video helpful? Smash that like button, share it with fellow investors, and subscribe to Cashkeys for expert insights on AI, investing, and the stock market. Turn on notifications so you never miss a game-changing opportunity. Because one key investment decision could be the difference between massive gains or missing out.